Santos Penicuik's one of them. Santos Penicuik does not know anything but wickedness and evil. He's a
Sasha
horrible
Stone,
man.
Stephen.
Sasha Stone's another one. They are actually very good friends with each other.
Oh, really?
I've seen him
In the early days, I got in contact with Santos Penicuik. I was in contact with him in 2012, and we had like lots of information about star forts and Tartaria and that we were sharing, and then he just he had an argument with me actually. It wasn't me, he had an argument with me via somebody else online, because at the time I still believed in the Jesus and the Christian story, and he was like it. And at that time I hadn't discovered that Britain was where the story was, and I still thought it was in the Middle East. But he was telling me it was all internal. There was no physical, it was all internal.
Yeah, that's right. All good on him.
But it's not.
So he was trying to say there was no correlation with
The landmass or anywhere
okay.
on the earth. There was no holy people. And he's right, there is no holy people. It's because of a misunderstanding of the Bible. There are 2 creation stories in the Bible, 2 gardens of Eden. There are multiple gods in the Bible, not just one God. And the world is chasing after the God of this world, who created this world. We haven't even been created yet. We're trapped in a physical body that another God made. This physical body, Adam and Eve, was created by Yud, He, Vav, He. I can't go into that too much today.
I've always felt that. I've always felt that the God that created the body is a completely different
It's a
God to the divine
That's why,
being.
that's why I
we
began
are part of the
saying
soul level.
we can't learn to be a spiritual being.
Yeah.
We are a spiritual
Yeah,
being.
exactly.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can't
Yeah.
meditate yourself
Absolutely.
into, you can
Absolutely.
meditate, you can do all these practices and all that, but you can't put anybody in front of you that's a guru and and that's my teacher.
Nobody
Because you'll never find anybody inside you. You never find God in you if you're putting, take all the practices. You've said to me a few times, does that mean that what I'm doing you think, you've said that a few times, no, what you're doing all came from here.
As long as
It's
you
being
do it with
exposed.
good intention
Yeah.
and love and good intention,
Yeah.
then it's
But
good.
the minute you, if somebody idolises
idolise
you,
you, pedestal you. Yeah.
that's it.
Ego,
They've
that's-
lost,
false
they've
gods.
lost
Yep.
that what
Yeah.
spirituality is about.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
You know. And there's a lot of that happening. This is why what I'm seeing. I'm seeing a lot of people
Yeah.
chasing certificates. And you're like, it's not going to help you. You're
You're
still a disaster. Your life's still a mess. Isn't it?
I did a wee video on that, on inversion versus intention, because there was a lot of stuff out there a while back about how the Reiki symbols were evil and all the rest of it. And I just made the point that, because I meditated on it, because I got a bit concerned about it.
They're not.
And it's what you use it for. If you're using it with love and good intention, it's like any tool, you can use any tool for good or for bad. You know? So you can use it for bad, you can also use it for good. It's what you're using it for, and it's the intention and the feeling behind it.
Stephen, what do you think of Mauro Buglino? This work?
Who?
Mauro Buglino?
Never heard of it.
No?
Don't know. I don't follow anybody at all.
No.
But I get a lot of people sending me stuff, and people like Santos, I was in touch with him a long time ago. Most of them are flips. Most of them are.
I'll be honest, I got caught up with Sasha Stone at the beginning.
Everybody just went to a big conference.
Yeah, I saw him.
Boys.
I saw him for what he was, and
I was
kind
caught
of,
with Sasha Stone a bit back.
Because
there was nothing out there.
It just wasn't
There
good.
was not back in 2014, 2015, 2017, all that. There was nothing else out there. Nothing happened. Nobody really woke up until 2018, 2019, and then 2020. Everybody kind of woke up. And then everybody was a guru, and everybody was. And this is what I'm trying to see. What I've discovered, right, is what I'm trying to show here is, like Santos Bonacci says, it's all inner, right? It's not all inner. That all inner work and all that practice and all that tradition and everything that we understand from the Indians, the Indian Americans, the South Americans, it all came from one place because the land was one landmass, and then there was a great disaster and the land broke up. Ireland fits into Scotland, Scotland fits into Europe, everything fitted into each other, but this massive flood came and the garden in the centre was shifted from the centre. And the garden in the centre is the whole of Britain, but Edinburgh is the centre of the Garden of Eden. Arthur's Seat is the remains of the giant tree. That's what it is. That is why it's a volcanic stump. It is the tree of life. Carlton Hill is another part of the giant tree, and you can follow that up into the hills in Fife, and away up into the back of what we understand as the Cairngorm mountain range is bodies of giants and the giant tree, and Adam, the body of Adam, who stood at 940 odd cubits, which is 220,000 feet tall, the original Adam, right, who was not created by God. He was created by a lesser god known as Yud-Heh-Vav-Heh. It is Britain. The body of Adam at 220,000 feet he stood on the earth. He was a giant, and Eve was a giant. We were all giants. This is why, partly why we have these tall ceilings. Because 200 years ago we were taller. Yeah, we were 7, 8, 9 feet tall a couple of hundred years ago. What happened? Well, Combs, Beaumont and other people like Barry Dunsford and that tells us that there was a massive flood and it destroyed the Celtic culture. They say that it happened in the year 500, but I think it's around about the year 1500 because they've added time on it. And then for 300-400 years the Hanoverians or the European royals have came in, who are the Draco blood. They're all born under the House of Draco constellation, whether it's Trump, the royal family today, whether it's royals of Spain, they're all born under the House of Draco. And the Draco snake goes all the way down like a Kundalini energy over Britain. And that's what it tells us in Revelation. It says the great serpent which has been cast down, which is Draco in the sky. But there are two creation stories, there are two gardens. There's the Garden of Eden and there's the garden outside Eden. The whole world are following the God who's the garden outside Eden, or the gods, not God. Because the Yud-Heh-Vav-Heh, Jehovah, is not the creator of all. The word used in Genesis 1, that's why we feel alien. That's why the Bible in the New Testament talks about destroying the flesh. Why would God want to destroy his own creation? Right? Think like a Christian. Like, I don't know if he's had much mixing with Christians, but I can't wait to leave here. Can't wait to get this world, just die. Get to heaven. That's all you get. Oh, you need to know Jesus. Your body's sinful. You're wicked. The body's wicked and evil. And like, what happened with God? Did he fall asleep when he made us? Or have we got the stick run the wrong way? And that's what I've learned through language. We've got it run the wrong way. Genesis 1 is a different spelling for the word God. The word in the phrase is Elohim. And Elohim is plural. And it means the divine council. That's what it means. The divine ones. That's who we are. If you're awake, you're part of the Elohim. You sent yourself your Elohim, your eternal spirit, that spiral of DNA. You sent that spiral into eternity once. I say to people, people believe, if you want to believe in reincarnation, you can, right? But I don't believe in it at all. I believe we're being trapped in it because of what they've done with our DNA. We can be born into another. They're vesseling us. They're harvesting our light. We come toward the light. Go to the light, the light, the light. No, don't go to the light. Everybody knows that. You don't go to the light. Because what they do is they back in again. Yeah, but we're not supposed to be. You're a star in heaven, born once. If you take your ascending date and your descending date and the two signs, and you align from one and align to the other, you'll hit 3 stars called deacons. So I'm Scorpio descending and Leo ascending. If I take from Leo a line and a line to my descending line, bang in the middle, like 3 pyramids of Giza, 1, 2, 3, there'll be 3 bright stars. That middle one, that's me.
And it's only you.
And it's only me. And I can look on a map to do with astronomy and to do with science, and I can look and say, when was that star, Alga, Alpha, Beta 1, 5, 7, 9, when was it appeared? September 1972. Wow, I was born in September 1972.
So we're all stars.
We're stars. And we're born once, but we're trapped. Because we're at war with angels. Angels of light, angels of stars, angels.
So how do you find your stars?
Your birth ascending
Ascending
and
and
descending. And you'll hit 3 main stars, which is exactly what the pyramids of Giza are about. Every pyramid is all 3 pyramids. right? Anywhere in the world.
Makes sense, aye.
And the pyramid in the middle points to Orion's belt, which is what I'm going to eventually show. Orion's belt is the doorway to heaven. Osiris passes through the doorway, and that's you, the middle pyramid.
Wow.
So you need to deny yourself, hang yourself on the northern cross, which is signed as the swan, execute yourself on the bar, hang yourself in the legal system, the bar, which is all written in the heavens, from Dumbarton Rock to Dunbar, and you've got Barlinnie, the bar line. So this is the legal bar. You've got to hang yourself on the cross. What does that mean? Materialism, the chasing after items,
Outside.
shit, and instead looking within. And Jesus said, I was going to say this earlier, I've gone away, but Jesus said to his disciples, they said, when will we go to have the Passover? And this is why this time's important. The 12 disciples represent the houses. They ask him, where will we go for the Passover? The Passover is the angel of death, right? Angel of death, right? This is what we've just had,
Yeah.
right? How do we avoid the angel of death?
Just say no.
No consent. But what does Jesus say? When you see this, the Passover, right? This time, go in, follow a man with a picture. What's that?
Aquarius.
Aquarius. When was the time of Aquarius? Officially, we don't know. They say 2050 because they're telling us that. But the time of Aquarius was actually shown to us by the Olympic Games.
Aye.
The Olympians, the gods, had the Olympic Games.
12.
Where? 212. You take the symbol 212,
That's ceremony.
Zion. We all seen it? Zion.
Aye.
The Incan and the Mayan calendars ended in 212. They didn't. They're counting a 24,000 year cycle, and they only counted 12 and a half. The world wasn't going to end in 2012. That was us moving into Aquarius, moving from Pisces to Aquarius. So Jesus came, the fisherman, Pisces. Yeah, he came in a boat, the Argus Navi, the ship in the heavens. He fished in the Sea of Galilee, which is the Sea of Glasgow. Honestly.
Galloway,
And
isn't
he came
it?
from Dumbarton Rock.
Aye.
The bar is the legal system. A bar is the son in Hebrew. A bar mitzvah, a bat mitzvah. And he travelled the waters to Edinburgh, Jerusalem. And he kept saying to people on the journey, it's not my time yet, it's not my time yet to go to the city. When you read the New Testament. What's that? Why was it? He was reading the heavens. He was reading when Aquarius and Pisces meet, and he was looking for Uranus underneath or above Aries, the Lamb, which is the Lamb of God. And it's only then could he go into the city to be sacrificed on the tree. The story of Jesus is real, but he's no Jesus as we think.
Yeah.
It's a druid priest, a high, descended from Arthur, because it all comes back to Arthur. Our Father who art in heaven. Our Father who art in heaven. So art
It's
is
Arthur.
the bear, the Gaelic word for bear. And back again to Greenwich Mean Time, where is all time measured from?
Greenwich Mean Time.
So this is the tree of life. And all we need to do is understand the heavens over the tree of life. This is what I'm trying to teach. I'm trying to teach how the real tree of life, not in the Middle East, and how the real Holy Land, which sits under the Lamb of God, Aries, the golden fleece. Edinburgh is sitting under Aries. And in 212, at the Olympic Games, we moved into the time of Aquarius. So Jesus says to his disciples, when you see the man with the water pitcher, go inside to the upper room,
Pineal gland.
the pineal gland. Religion's dead. The time of the fishing, the time of catching people in the religious net,
Hooks.
Pisces,
Yep.
it's gone. We moved into Aquarius, which is your time, because the Aquarius is the water spirit pouring out and spirit going up. Aquarius represents a vessel. We are the vessel. So you have a reflection as above, so below. A man or a woman holding a vessel, pouring the waters down, and the waters rising. So Aquarius is the gateway.
There's been a lot.
And when is
lot
that
of things
gateway?
in there, and there's been a lot of things.
When's that gateway? When the aurora borealis shows itself.
Oh,
That's the first sign in the heaven.
What have we had the past couple of days?
And I missed it, but I know what it happened.
So did I.
I was sat in the garden.
That,
Oh, I think you missed it.
portals and how auroras can be portals.
It is, the aurora. The word borealis means bear.
Oh God, see, my mind's totally different for everybody's.
The great bear.
That is. I
Welcome
think,
to the
well,
club.
if we firmly believe in something that you're going to, the evidence that it's going to show up, if we constantly thinking about things and in the mind all the time, and we're creating every second we live, and if you're going to focus on certain things, you'll bring it and listen to other people's stories, and that is all just a distraction because you
Yeah,
just quiet your
everything's a
mind and go in.
distraction.
Quiet your mind, go in, and
I'm
you
comfortable.
didn't even need to think.
I'm comfortable
and the
with
best
most of
things
you, right?
happen.
Because I know most of you have followed me for a long time, right? And I'm saying I'm comfortable to say this without any ego and anything, because there's no ego in me. I want everybody to know this because we all have it.
Aye, everybody.
But what I'm saying is absolute truth, right? There is no other. Like a long time ago, I switched off from everything, right? Everybody, people are still following Ike and Stone and everybody. What I just said there about 212, that's a lesson that I finally woke up to in 218, like hard. Get away from everything. That's what it was like to me. Get away. The Almighty Spirit, Creator, gave me this knowledge and this interest. I went through abuse as a child, and this is how I became an interest in energies. I wasn't interested in standing stones. I found energy. I found a safe place among standing stones that I could run away to every night or every couple of nights when something went wrong. And I went there and I felt the stones. I looked at the stones and I could see things in the crystals. I could see beyond what was going on.
Is that not just your mind creating?
No, I could look at the
Yeah,
hills.
how do we know that?
I could look at the
Just
hills behind me
consciousness.
and I could
You're
see, that's not a hill, that's a pyramid. This stone's linked to that hill, that stone's linked to that hill. And then I started to study the heavens. I started to realise, why the stones are here? And then I found a wee book and then I studied it. And then I've been into it ever since. And then I get into religion. And all the time in the religion, I'm sitting thinking, this is just the same as the stories in the heavens. It's repeated and repeated, everything. I can't even give a snippet of what I know.
I've never been able to take it.
Honestly, I can't even, in any of these meetings, I can only give a wee slither of what this journey has been. We all have it in us. When I speak into people's lives about this, it lights them up. And that's how
That's
I know.
because they're remembering something
It's
deep
remembrance.
inside that you're speaking about. 'Cause
People are
if they would quiet their mind
It's
and
water. People are talking.
everybody already has every bit of information in them. It's just need to
Somebody said to me
remember
out
them.
there,
No
we're
waking up,
80
it's
odd
remembering.
percent. It was you.
Got amnesia.
I've been saying that for years, like we are 80 odd percent water. And there's a whole, like, a psyop, there's hundreds of psyops. There's been psyops that I get caught in. The flat earth.
That's why. That's what. Well,
Right.
see when my
The
third
earth
eye
isn't
cracked
flat.
open, I cracked up.
When you study this
First
stuff,
thing
right,
I done was look at conspiracy theories, so
Aye.
that dragged me down there, and I thought there was a reason for that because they knew everybody were going to wake up. So I had a breakthrough, and started focusing on the internet and read loads of, oh my god. So I started sharing and telling this, that, and then after that, years after that, I thought, no, this isn't right.
What?
And another sort of awakening, and it's like, they fucking done that on purpose, and is it no CERN that opened up the internet and all of that? And I thought, right,
See,
so
that's
no,
what
no
keep you
people are
busy.
waking
All
up.
the
That's a
information
spell
we get,
to
They
keep
know
busy.
people are waking up, so they wake up, they're wanting to get drawn into their crap
What's-
and then co-create their shite.
What's so
Because we're
special?
all co-creators.
What's
and
so
we're all
special about
focused on the same
CERN?
thing.
Why do you think
I'm
CERN?
not, I didn't even fucking read anything about that, did I?
But they want you to chase everything.
Yeah, that's why
But
they're
why?
living it.
What's so special
That's the
about
rabbit
CERN?
hole, and that's
Where
what I'm
does
saying.
CERN sit that makes it so
So,
special?
listen to other people's stories and other
Because there were
people's
spells
things.
for
And,
them.
The whole world's a pawn,
yeah.
but nobody's got any concern. You know,
CERN.
yeah. CERN was also the devil.
CERN.
Sybil was also the horned god
But
of.
did they bring the internet out for a reason to trap all our minds like
Aye,
that?
see,
We knew we were
I
all
know
gonna
where you're
wake up,
going with
come away
this.
to the telly,
Because
they want us
CERN
to get
created
something
the
else.
internet, right?
And we're bloody
Orion's
powerful.
belt is the internet. Where does the internet come from? Where does what is it we say when you're putting it in the clouds?
The cloud, right?
Right.
The ethers.
Where was that all about? Aye.
Aye.
Cheers.
Ethers, Ethernet, aye.
Right. CERN didn't create the internet.
No.
When
They
you know,
create
no,
the
no, let
conspiracies
me
that go with it,
explain
innit?
this.
I'm
'Cause-
not saying they create the.
No,
create
let me
all
explain
the
this.
stories that go
See
with
the
it.
spine of Albion ley line that I talk about. If you follow the spine of Albion ley line, right, it comes right down and it splits off. It's a tree. The spine of Albion's a tree, right? So a tree has a canopy, the branches going up,
Roots.
right, and it has roots. Sand sits on the roots, like the River Seine and the River Rhine. They all sit on the roots of the waterways of heaven, right? And sand
So that's
sits
why it's
right
in
at the bottom
Switzerland.
of the underworld, at the bottom of the Kabbalah tree, the bottom of the Kabbalah tree. But where's CERN pulling the energy from? The tree. This is why the tree's so important, right? This is why Britain doesn't rules the world, but they don't want you to know how they rule the world from London, the lower world. They don't want you to know that there's 3 realms in this world, and that tree manifests the torus field out over the whole world. CERN get the internet from Orion's belt. Orion's belt's the bar, the level where all energy comes from.
Yeah.
Orion's belt sits over from Dumbarton Rock or from Arran. So Orion's belt moves over. That's the story of Osiris. Osiris represents Orion's belt. Orion's belt represents Nimrod in the heavens, the rebel that came against God. Orion is a man standing there with a club, chasing a bull, the Taurus. Taurus represents the Taurus field, the almighty energy of all things, the Taurus. Not meaning that the Taurus, anybody who's born a Taurus is, but they're energetic people, Taurans, because that's the Taurus field. Immediately above the Taurus field is direct north, Greenwich Mean Time. Arthur, the great bear, it spins the plough, all energy, every star comes from Arthur that spins, that way, backwards. Arthur spins in a anti-clockwise direction. What I mean by that is, you've got the pole star and Ursa Major, right, the great bear, Ursa Minor, and they both spin around the pole star.
And what
All
about
times measured to there, and that's where CERN pulls its power from. The internet is the ether, so they're not pulling. We should not be concerned or conned by CERN. If we understood the ley lines, which is the tree and the roots, right? Right, everybody knows about the St Michael's and St Mary's ley line down in England that goes across. Most people know about the spine of Albion, but that's about it. But the whole world is a network of energy lines, and certain things happen on it. This is where I started on Facebook. I would say, that's on that energy line, or that's on that ley line, that's a false flag. And that's what I started doing on Facebook, and then I started to realise, oh, it's all happening by the heavens, That's how I discovered this.
And that's why they're called trunk roads, isn't it?
And
You know,
yeah,
the trunk
in
is the
Britain,
tree.
we call the tree, it's called trunk, the system is called trunk roads. We actually exported the motorway or the highway to the world. It was created here in Britain,
The A1
and we
was
call it the trunk roads, A1
I
trunk
think
roads.
what's
And
your view on that?
yeah, because Jerry asked me to talk about this. We've just travelled up, this is the A72, isn't it?
702.
Yeah, 702.
Yeah.
702?
So there are 72 branches in the Kabbalah tree, yeah, and there are 72 demons of Goetia on the other side of the tree.
M77.
So you've got a negative energy, which is Ayrshire. That's why you've got Mother Lodge winning over in Ayrshire, because that's the negative energy of the Freemasons. Freemasons aren't bad, all of them. They're just hiding stuff.
yeah.
And I'm not a Freemason. And I never have been, but no.
Just look there anyway.
We've been made to fear. This is what I'm trying to show people as well. If something makes you fear in any way, it's not from the Creator.
No,
You
exactly.
You did not
That's
send
why I
that
come to mind
signal.
and I feel things.
Right, if you're having to chase something like Sarah, I'm not just saying picking you out by the
I
way,
was
Sarah.
that, but I'm not in
Yeah.
the cell. I didn't
But
say nothing.
that is a popular. I'm glad you said it
Let me
because
speak, Flo. Let me
it's a
speak.
popular.
But it interrupted me. What my point was,
Right,
when my head cracked and my third eye cracked open, I was like, wow, seeing everything. And then I got sucked in the rabbit hole and spent about 7 or 8 years
The rabbit hole.
looking at shite and believing all that shite.
I'm
And
trying to
sharing
stop
all
that with people by
sharing
showing
all that
them.
shite, and they were all believing
And
it.
that- what I'm
So
trying-
co-creatively, we were all manifesting their certain
Yeah.
shite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
now I've got
That's-
another week then, and I had another one this year, and I've lost half my hair.
That's what they want.
And aye,
They
it
want
is
everybody to
your
use their
firm
energy.
belief. If you strongly and firmly believe in something, you will get the evidence come to you.
It does.
Just like a
It's not,
computer
it's
and everything.
manifestation.
What you focus on, you give energy to. And that is why we were born, we're stuck in front of a screen, so they can absorb all their
The
shite
screen.
and then project it.
The screen.
I was in the car the other day
Media.
and I thought, oh, that film over her eyes has got, I thought, my
The screen.
film over my
Media.
eyes, like a film.
See the screen, media. It represents
Medea.
Orion's belt, the meridian. The meridian line is Greenwich Mean Time. It goes right up, and where the two lines meet,
Right, now I'm fucking lost.
right. from Glasgow
What was that?
to Edinburgh was a waterway, an ancient waterway. And if you've read Combs Beaumont's books, you'll be able to see.
I didn't read books, because I read books now, but
So
all my
But
life
this
at
is in the
school,
heavens.
there was only two things at school I actually remembered, and that was prophet, messenger for God, and photosynthesis. The rest of the anything else, I wasn't here. I was
I remember
deliberately
reading
tuned
a
out,
book-
I think.
reading a book when I was about 20 called The Spaceships of Ezekiel.
Is
Yeah,
it something at the wall?
aye,
I read it when I was in my 20s and I struggled with it. And I don't know what happened to it and I wanted to read it again lately and it's gone. You can't find it anywhere.
probably taking there's so much in that. Probably taking it.
That's why I collect old books now. I collect old books
Yeah.
because there's so much information in them that's been changed. And
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, I just didn't care what to believe, so I'm
It's
not
not
taking
fucking
anybody,
at all.
so wait and see how I feel. If it feels right, it's a good feeling, it's a good thing.
That's a good thing.
Does it feel? Then I'm just keep looking.
And we are.
There's spells and everybody's.
We're casting their spells by sharing the shite.
Aye, exactly. And we're all
You're just-
believing it, if you believe in it.
Aye.
And we're all, like,
Yeah.
I went to the opticians and got my eyes checked, right? And she was like, I was like, oh my god, what? It's the first time. She says, oh, it's okay, you were probably born like that, she says, but normally the nerve in your eye comes like that. But mine went all the way around the eyeballs.
Right.
And then went like that, like a band. Branched out differently. And I'm reading about how the light, you take in information through the nerves of your eye, then it goes to there, and then your subconscious, and then your